You know, the Hebrew word for sanctuary means shelter or refuge. And for so many of us, when we think of sanctuary, we think of this place, this special building filled with memories and experiences and histories and stories. And certainly we have found shelter and refuge in this building. But through these COVID days, somehow we've connected uniquely in some new ways with generations of humanity and even communities of faith around the world who never will and never have worshiped in a building, but maybe under a tree or under a tent or at the top of the mountains, maybe even a parking lot. Is it possible that we could find refuge and shelter in a parking lot? Well, we're going to give it a shot. Starting on Sunday, August 30th, here at Arvada UMC, we are going to have parking lot worship. If we've learned anything through these COVID days, we've learned that we need community. We long for connections. And as great as we have been as a congregation in pivoting and adjusting to these new days with our recorded worship services and Zoom meetings and virtual gatherings, there still is this hunger and this need to see one another, to wave to one another, to be with one another, and to find refuge and shelter in those experiences. So yet again, we're going to try something new, and I know we're up for the challenge. Starting on Sunday, August 30th at 10 a.m. We hope that you'll come and actually enjoy pre-service music starting at 9:35. Come to the AUMC parking lot where you will be greeted by volunteers and hosts and hospitality teams to experience a live worship experience together. If it's not possible for you to join us physically in that way, we will still live stream that service, which means that we will make it available online actually as it's happening for people to view from their homes. And if folks have a hard time accessing that, we will make print service opportunities and phone a sermon opportunities on the Monday following the Sunday services. You know what? We find refuge and strength in the love of a God who is with us even through these days. We find refuge and strength in the company and in the companionship and community of one another. All of a sudden, the word sanctuary has a much deeper meaning than just a building. It is the way we gather and live and serve and pray and worship as community. Won't you join us? Let's try something new. Sunday, August 30th and the Sundays following into the early fall. Let's experience this time and this new way of seeking refuge and shelter together as we gather in the love of God right here in our parking lot. See you soon.
My name is Doug Kelly, and I'm the facilities manager here at Arvada United Methodist Church. What I'm going to do is go through some of the overview of how we're getting into the parking lot, how we're parking cars, and how we'll exit. And we're going to be coming in, which would be Carr Street along this way, and 67th coming back up, or coming from Balsam on 68th around through. These are the cars lined up. They will be coming through here, which you will have vested people that will actually wave the people to come along. And we've got some cars already parked here. So we'll be moving around this area, around the parking lot, and then positioning. We'll be spaced apart, socially distanced. We'll leave room in between the rows so that we can actually maneuver if someone needs to get out for some reason. You'll notice the exits, entrances are blocked off. So the only entrances that will be coming through will be through the alleyway that'll come up. And we'll file into place. We'll ask that, of course, everyone's stay by their car or inside their car and be masked. The chancel area will be up here. There will be about 7 or 8 tents, and that's where the actual service will be held from there. When we go to exit, we will actually remove these, and we will have this group on this side actually exiting out back through the alleyway, or if they wish, they could come this direction. These people would normally be exiting out this direction here. We're really excited to see you guys there.
We are really excited about the great time we're going to have sharing in liturgy and music together in our parking lot services. As you come into the parking lot, you will see a sign that has an AM radio station that you can tune to hear the service on your in your car on your radio station. You can stay in your car with your windows rolled up and hear that service just with that, or you can come in, roll your windows down, or come and sit outside your car and listen to it. We'll have speakers with the music and the sound as well. We're going to have music starting at 9:35 so that you can come and really feel like you can sing and worship even before the worship service starts. That'll also be a wonderful prelude to getting all of our cars in. We're going to have some great musicians who are going to be offering different kinds of music. So there's going to be a wide variety of music that you can come and really enjoy and sing along with. In your packets, we will be including the lyrics for all of the music from the beginning of the prelude at 9:35 all the way to the end and the postlude afterwards. So you can do a lot of singing with us as you are here, probably more than you're used to doing on a normal Sunday, but we think music is a great way for us to experience community and also experience our faith right now as we worship in our parking lot. We hope you will come and try out this fantastic service and come and sing along with us. Sing with masks on if you're outside of your car, or stay inside your car and just belt out your hymns as we go along.
We are so excited that we are going to see some of your faces here in person at our church building, and yet we know that not everybody is able to come out, and so we want to be sure that you know there's lots of different ways to connect into our new parking lot opportunities. If you would like to come and join us, music will start at 9:35, as Tim said, and then the worship will begin at 10 a.m. But there are also opportunities to watch it on the live stream on our YouTube channel, and we'll have that information in each Friday e-blast. And if you miss us on Sunday morning and you want to come back later in the week, you'll still be able to find the video of the recorded service every day during the week on our YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it again or find us when it works for you and your timing. There are going to be a whole bunch of people who are here to help greet you and care for you, but there are going to be a couple of things that we can't do. One thing is that we're not going to be able to have any food or fellowship time, and so we know that that's one of the best parts about coming to church, but we encourage you to still come and participate in the community in the ways that are available to us. Also, important to note, we're not going to have the building open, and so there's not going to be access to our bathrooms. So please take care of that before you come on over to the church building. If there is an emergency or if you need help of any kind, we are going to have a hospitality team who's there to reach out and help care for you if there's any important needs that come up while we are gathered together. When you come in from our backside here, we're going to come down the alley and have you drive in. There's going to be a team there to greet you. You have a lot of opportunities at that moment in which they're greeting you. You can roll down your windows and say hello and take from them a bag that will include some worship items. You can leave your windows rolled up so that you have less contact with people, and don't worry about that. Nobody will be upset. They'll just wave and you can go on in and get directed to where you're going to park. In those bags, we will have some activities for our children, some communion on our communion weeks, and a couple of other items, including our QR code so that you can sign in if you want to do that digitally, and our bulletins so that you can access what we're doing and the music that Tim's leading. The other thing is that when you come and you park, you don't have to stay in your car, but you're welcome to. You can come and leave your windows rolled up, and there will be access to an AM radio station that's going to have the whole service played out for you, so you'll be able to hear everything while you sit and join us in community. If you'd like to roll down your windows, there will be speakers, so you can listen and be a part of the service that way if that speaks to you more. And if you'd like to, you are welcome to bring some camp chairs and get out of your car and sit right next to your vehicle and go ahead and listen out in the open. I would just remind you to bring some water and some sunscreen because I think we'll have some sunny days. Also, we are asking everyone to bring a mask. So if for any reason you are out of your car or you're greeting someone as you come in or the hospitality team is talking to you, that you go ahead and have a mask on because we are all going to be in this together and we want to keep our community safe and healthy the whole time. We're so excited to see you and be with you. And if you have any questions about how to access the service or what's going to happen, we'll continue to have more information coming out in the days to come.
Hello everybody, I'm very excited to announce a new program that coincides with our parking lot services called Fall with Faith. This program offers several options for you to participate. The program will coincide with parking lot services beginning August 30th through September 20th. After parking lot services, at about 11 o'clock, we'll wait for the cars to clear. Your first option is to participate in independent family activity stations all around the grounds of the church. Bring your masks. The stations will be 1 to 2 families depending on spacing. We'll do things like music, scavenger hunts, obstacle courses, art projects, and more. If you attend parking lot service but you're not comfortable doing in-person activities, your child's goodie bag that they get when they arrive at parking lot service will include activities and projects that will be somewhat like what we're doing here at church. You can do these activities when you get home or anytime during the week. If you're not coming to Parking Lot Church, watch for an email with activities and printouts you can print or watch or do anytime at home. Remember, during these weeks of August 30th through September 20th, there'll be no Zoom Sunday School. Join us in whatever way you feel best meets your family's comfort level and availability. Blessings to your families this fall.
Did you know that John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, way back in the 1700s, intended for us to be in intentional prayer and worship 5 times a day? And one of the most significant times among those 5 was the last time, the evening time or the eventide, a time when we would have what we would call Vespers time, a time of commending the day to God, a time of remembering that God is the creator of our mornings, of our afternoons, of our evenings, and of our nights. And so starting this September, each Sunday in September at 6:30 p.m., we are going to be enjoying the beauty of the outside around us and being attentive to doing some more socially distanced gatherings and connections as the people of God with what we call our Vespers services. They'll be held every Sunday evening in September at 6:30 p.m., about a 40-minute service out here on the west lawn of the church. We're going to have an opportunity to share communion each week, to hear a word of devotion from one of our church members, and just an opportunity to remember that God is the creator of each new dawn and every beautiful sunset. People can bring blankets, and we will have some areas marked off to be socially distanced from one another. We will wear our masks, even so we can sing together and share communion with one another. You can bring lawn chairs or a blanket to spread out on. This is a space of comfort and a space of community as we gather together to celebrate the day, to thank God for God's faithfulness in all of our days, and to connect and just be community with one another. Thanks so much to our Spiritual Connections team who will be hosting these gatherings. I will also be offering communion each Sunday, and Tim Kennedy and Linda Marshall and other musicians will help us to gather in song as well. Our hearts need these times to connect with one another and with God. We hope that you'll also join us for our services of Vespers every Sunday night in September. One word of constant feedback we have gotten from folks of all ages in our congregation through these COVID days is an appreciation for how our church, even though the building may be closed, how our church remains open and committed and innovative and responsive to helping us stay connected with one another, with a community in need, and ultimately with God. Whether it's in a parking lot or out on this grassy space on the West Lawn, whether it's on a Zoom call or as our KDD preschool reconnects and opens this fall, we are doing everything we can as a church to remain connected, to grow spiritually and emotionally healthy, even as we're trying to keep our bodies and our families and our households well and healthy as well. We are doing great work as a congregation, and I hope that you'll find a way to connect and communicate with one another and with God in these new ways in September and through the fall, as we experience again and again the goodness of God, the richness of God's faithfulness, and the hope that we harness as God's people in the world through these days. Thanks be to God.
Hi friends! I'm excited to hear the August Social Justice presentation on the relationship between law enforcement and people of color. The reason that I'm excited about this is that I want to better understand what it is like to have an adversarial relationship with the police. As a white woman who's grown up in Arvada and lived here my whole life, I am not familiar with this at all. I want to practice my Christian value of empathy and try to imagine being in someone else's shoes and what that would feel like. I also want to hear about ways in which I can be a better ally. I want to be able to positively respond to what I'm seeing today in the news.
The AUMC Social Justice team invites you to see our August speaker, which is Elder William Dickerson. William is going to speak to us on understanding issues of policing and communities of color. He's going to speak on Sunday, August 16th at 11:15 over Zoom. You can find details posted on our church website. Elder William Dickerson II is the executive director of a faith-based community organizing nonprofit called Brockton Interfaith Community. He is a Colorado native, a pastor, and has been organizing communities for 8.5 years. His expertise is in racial equity and leadership development.
So I hope you'll join us on the call. It's Sunday, August 16th at 11:15. Thank you for listening.